Alright. Hello everyone. I am Devin-Foxy 2 remastered again. And that's right. So right now I would just want to mention and briefly say, by the way, before I say anything, is I want to say is this. Is that the old saying is that YouTube's AI didn't affect anybody's channels, and I'm like, holy god, that's crazy. So I decided was to come on in here and just discuss something with all of you, exactly with everyone and my fans, exactly to probably know what was happening back there. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably the same question I probably want to ask myself the question. So I guess unfortunately this was pretty bit fake the whole time, which I think I'll have to believe that it was pretty fake, and I knew it was going to be fake the whole time with the AI. I knew it was going to be fake, which I think most people would say that exactly at this point, but pretty much it's true anyway. So to give you guys a little bit of the run exactly of what was happening, by the way, on the 13th thing, was that the whole thing was just going to run in, but unfortunately, I guess it didn't do anything, I guess. It went pretty much nothing exactly. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's the reason why people might be right exactly to know what's really happening and what's really telling the story here by another fiddle, by a fiddle, which tells a different story. But I guess this makes even more sense to probably be verifying. This makes it make more sense, I guess. But I guess I'd say that makes complete sense to know what was really happening. So I guess it makes sense now. So what I probably will say this question, and frankly say this question only to be very honest with most of y'all, is that I want to say is this question is that right now physically is that hopefully, and I mean sincerely, hopefully that we pretty much are going to be safe, which I think to believe we're at like 60 and 70% of being safe of our channels being safe right now, and still at the good shot right now by any chance with the second chance going on. So I guess I'll say this, that hopefully that thing still went pretty good. And then of course I know the whole thing was going to backfire, so I think it pretty much backfired, which means the AI actually did got backfired. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was trying to say the whole time for most of everybody. It was going to backfire completely, which it was going to backfire. But the only problem is that, yes, it did roll in pretty much the US, which actually does suck still. But unfortunately, there will probably be two things that might go on and currently to go on for the ongoing protest, which I probably will explain about the ongoing protest thing to everyone exactly. So, what this really will mean for what's really going to go on about the ongoing protest, pretty much at YouTube's headquarters, is that, well, let's just say it probably won't go away for a little while until pretty much YouTube pretty much might have to like restore to have the AI exactly to have like it disappeared and turned off exactly, because I think people might probably be on to something that they're still right exactly, which I think I'll believe that too exactly, to be frankly honest. And I hope to say this question is for everybody, is I hope whatever's going to go on the protest, but just remember, if anyone does ever get hit, by the way, in there exactly, then just remember to not get hit there exactly. But the point is just to keep like a safety on protest thing exactly, just to keep it careful exactly, which I think pretty much people might have to be making signs exactly by saying is like, Susan never wanted any of this, which I think the old CEO might be kind of referred to like the signs on the protest too exactly, just because I think the whole thing might be correct exactly to know what might be going on here exactly, which I think there probably will be two bad things that might come to YouTube, which I think they probably should have been a little bit more careful with the users and the people of its site, which, by the way, it's gonna not pretty much still look too good for anybody exactly right now, which I think I might probably say that the people are right exactly. They're definitely 100% right exactly. Just say is that, oh, pretty much that we don't need AI exactly, which of course we don't exactly, which, by the way, there has been like few similar AIs exactly that could be a little bit more similar and different, but let's just say 15.ai, UberDuck, and FakeU, by the way, are the only best ones that were there exactly. But unfortunately, we still got to have to pretty much do two other ones exactly that probably will still count. Only from the Team Fortress 2 series and other stuff from like all that crud exactly. Which, by the way, I think we can all believe that, by the way, that AI is way better than pretty much the updates of YouTube, which, I'm just trying to compare that comparison exactly. Even if it doesn't make the best of it, then I guess that's probably a tough shame anyway for a tie and tie. But who else are we supposed to know about that? Like, who are we supposed to know? So, anyways, all I just want to say is I hope people are probably going to be careful to know what's going on. But if anybody does ever probably write something on the signs, by the way, then pretty much make it sure to make it a little bit more safer. Exactly, for try to reconvince YouTube's decision and just have it pretty much plugged of the AI plugged pretty much to turn off exactly, because I mean people probably don't want to suffer another thing that comes to be a bad thing when that happens. But I just want to say is that hopefully this could probably be said exactly for some people to probably know what they're gonna do. But just remember, by the way, I probably won't do the protest because unfortunately I probably wouldn't exactly, because for some people that's fine with me. I don't really mind it. That's fine. But for me exactly, I'm just wanting to watch to see how all of the protests of the ongoing thing will pretty much last before September 4th. And then here's a second option. What really might happen if their AI still remains to be on the platform. But the second thing is not going to be a good one either. So the second one I could probably mention this too is the lawsuit. So what really might go on with a lawsuit, I think, to be apparently for some reasons, is that I think whenever the AI still remains to still exist and still remains to be on, it probably is going to be a bad sign for pretty much YouTube to be aware of like the lawsuit going on, because I mean, trust me, it's not going to look too pretty and it probably won't look too good. So if I were myself already, I probably would rather consider turning it off completely exactly for some people to do that. But the answer is we always get the same question, is that no, we're not going to turn it off. Which we all say it's B freaking S. It literally is BS. Like it just has nothing to offer, and seriously, it just really has nothing to offer or any of that. But like I said, it probably is gonna probably be those two paths anyway for what YouTube might have to suffer already. Which, like I said, pretty much to be that's somewhere in the middle that I probably will see where this is gonna go on for a while. But like I said, I think most of our channels, by the way, are completely safe by 60 or 70%, by the way, and that's all I probably want to say too exactly. And of course, unfortunately, that's all I probably will say. For the matter of the time, that all I will say this for the question is that hopefully everybody, by the way, might as well enjoy the video. And oh, another thing that we also might begin going to exactly is if you guys have not heard of this site called change.org.com, trust me, I've probably been on change.org.com exactly whenever I was on my first channel, trying to pretty much consider to save YouTube before the whole 2020 exactly that was going on with the bullshit with 2020 thing that kind of was going to go on for a long last time for exactly for like another doomsday thing that was going to go on. But I don't know why, but 2020 was pretty bad. So I think, like I said, I think we all could probably understand and estimate that 2020 was pretty shitty, which was total shit. Which, by the way, even if it was fine for some other occasions, exactly on some reasons, but like I said, it just wasn't that good for me exactly for that time. It just wasn't that good. But like I said, if anyone has never been on change.org.com, then I reckon you could do that, by the way, to do that. And also, remember to have a difference, have a voice, and definitely donate, which I think people could probably need to be doing that too, in order to save YouTube's website again. Which, by the way, go to the search button when you see the search button on change.org.com. Go to is hashtag save YouTube, and then hashtag ban the AI. So if you guys go ahead and do that, that probably would help exactly for making things even more differences better, which I can pretty much respect that. So if anyone has ever, and I mean had ever, been onto that before, then please again go ahead and definitely go on and jump onto that. So that way that will probably help a lot of people just to continue making YouTube videos for little anyone at this point to save what's going to go on here, but that's my point, and that's all I want to say. Is I hope that everyone, by the way, out there, could definitely pretty much still keep the eyes open and keep very much be very aware of what's going on, and hopefully the AI doesn't hit anywhere else. But like I said, for me, I remain to be very careful for what's going to go happening, exactly for what really is going on. But trust me, all I'm saying this, man, is at least I'm probably still remain to be careful as I can. But that's all I'm saying too. Is hopefully the reaction videos don't get hit by that either. Which, like I said, it's already a thumbs up correction that the AI is not going to target any reaction videos, which I don't think they probably will target it exactly. But gaming, I'm not very sure with it either. But all I can say from gaming is I might have to take a little bit of another research look on exactly on my phone or maybe like laptop for some research to see if gaming will still be allowed, which I think we all probably can say that gaming still remains to be allowed as long as it doesn't get hit by the AI, which I think it probably wouldn't get hit by it, or if it would, but yeah, it's just a little bit of a middle option. I think it's more of like in the middle center option that where it's going to be right now. So if I were myself right now completely, I probably would say a little bit more very wise. It's just hopefully we're just going to see where this goes. By the end of September 4th, I probably want people to know by the end of September 4th is please go ahead and go to thechangeorg.com because, by the way, without YouTube, it's going to probably die, which I don't know if it could or wouldn't die, which at this point, we got to be aware exactly before the AI thing takes over exactly, which I think we probably might need to be very aware for what might happen, which I think the whole AI update thing is just ridiculous and it's just right on the backbone of being ridiculous. Like it just breaks the freaking camel's back. Like it's just really so pretty bit stupid. Which by the way, it makes zero flattering sense, which is so stupid that it's just freaking low and low every day. Which is so impossible to understand why, but whatever. So anyways, for right now, folks, I'm going to get going. And yes, by the way, I'll definitely be making one video or two videos a day or a couple of weeks. Probably will be making it, or like a few months maybe I'll make videos again still. But like I said, even if I'm still off the on the break exactly for a bit, which I still probably will remain to continue the projects I'm still doing by getting the Red Team's ending finished and done. And then of course like a few other more projects, and then finally it could be all done and finished, and then finally still remain to focus more on reaction videos to concern and contain to do more reaction videos still. Well, that's all finished exactly and have it completely finished. That way, it probably will be done for right now. So, anyways, without further ado, without that being said, like always, that I'm Devin-Foxy 2 Remastered again, and I'll definitely be sure as hell that I'll definitely sure see you guys again, absolutely again next time. So, like always, is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. And without further ado, everyone, I am Devin-Foxy 2 Remastered again. We'll see you guys absolutely for the next video. So thank you guys for watching. Take care, everyone. Have a great, amazing night, and I'll definitely catch you on back for the next video or so. But anyways, take care, everyone. See you next time, and remember, do not get fooled by the AI, which I think the AI probably won't still do anything. But like I said, we're already in the middle of what's going on in pretty much the aftermath of YouTube. But if I were myself, just be aware, keep your eyes peeled and what might go on. But like I said, we'll see what happens. But for right now, like I said, we're already pretty much safe right now and completely safe for right now for what's going on with it either. But for right now, I won't waste you guys' time while I'm ending this video. But anyway, without further ado, thank you for watching. See you guys next time and take care. Bye-bye and see you guys absolutely for the next video. Signing on rightly out. Bye-bye and see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone. See you next time.